Hi everyone, it's David Michael. Over the weekend, I had a chance with my wife to clean up my basement a little bit, which is my music room, and kind of, straighten it up a bit. So I thought while it's looking nice, I would maybe give you a tour of my music room. So what I have over here, this is my setup at the moment. And right now we're listening to In Excess, Welcome to Wherever You Are. Basically, this is my number one table. And I hope the camera's picking that up. This is a Marantz 6200 that I was able to get a couple years ago. And with that, I'm running a Marantz 1530 amp. And I realize this is nerd talk, and I apologize. But, that's what it's all about, isn't it? My backup table at the moment, and I say at the moment because I'm always finding turntables, fixing them up. For the most part, I'm gifting them to friends. The odd person might offer me a few bucks. But right now what I'm running is an Akai AP100C as a backup with an old Akai head shell that I salvaged off another Akai turntable that I fixed up. And I'll tell you, for a budget turntable for its time, this one's a really, really nice table. I was really surprised when I fixed it up and cleaned it, put a new card on it, how well it works. So basically right now I'm running, for no other reason that it was recommended to me, both of them are running Grado cartridges. I believe this one's running a Grado Black, and my Marantz is running a Grado Green. Like I said, someone recommended I try Grado, and I did, and I'm quite happy with them. So that is, I'm gonna, cassette deck that I sparingly use. Old school Pioneer CD player. And that's one of those old CD burners too, but it's a really nice quality CD player. So basically, that's my setup at the moment. I'm quite happy with it. So to the records, basically both of these were 12-inch singles up until the weekend. And I had to do a major pull because I'm running out of room. And the solution isn't always adding more shelving units. Because at a certain point, it just, it's taking up way too much room. So I did a major pull. So basically this rack here, as you can see, that is all 12-inch singles, and as is most of this. And the reason why I have so many is that I DJ a 80s club night in Edmonton. We have it every couple months. It's called I Love 80s Edmonton. It's on Facebook if you ever want to look it up. And we spin vinyl, so these come in handy. As previously, these were all 12-inch singles down here. I have a lot of records by Duran Duran and Depeche Mode. So basically, I've kind of given them their own area. So that's Duran, Depeche Mode down into there. And in the very bottom there, I have some jazz records and whatnot. But that's those right there. And I will preface everything I'm saying by, as I stated in other videos I made, I worked in music retail for 22 years. I started off as a part-timer, worked my way up to managing several stores, and then I owned my own record store. And having it by genre, that's just what I'm used to. There's different ways of filing your records. Everyone has their own way, and that's the way I do it. So everything you're going to see is kind of by genre. So 12-inch singles, Duran, Depeche Mode, some jazz. Underneath here, actually, I will show you this before I forget. These are new records I haven't filed yet. As you'll see later, there's a whole lot of records I haven't filed yet. Those are all prog and psych albums down here. I've kind of made use of that space there. So prog and psych down here. And up here we have 7-inch singles. These are primarily rock and pop, I guess you would say. These two here are metal. And yeah, also, rock and pop and whatnot. I have a T-Rex and Kiss 7-inch box set. So that's what this rack is over here. And then I'm going to pan over here. Up top of these two shelving units, I have box sets. That's most of them. Not all of them, that's most of them. So like I said, they're in genre. So this is all, I guess you could say rock and pop. You know, you got your Beatles, you got your Bowie, stuff like that. And then down in here, I separated all my quote-unquote 80s music. It's for ease of pulling for DJing. So I got 80s in here. And then down here, sorry, that's all 80s up in here. Down there is kind of like the dark 80s, alternative 80s, like Bauhaus, New Order, The Cure, and whatnot. So that's kind of, that just makes it easier for me to pull them. I'm not flipping through everything looking for stuff to DJ with. And there's my Fonzie doll from the 70s when I was a kid. So yeah, that's those two racks right there. And there's my seat that I sit in and listen to music. That would be my view. So we're going to move along over here. There's a Human League poster. This rack here is metal. And you get some Shaun of the Dead figures up top there. There you go. So that's metal. And I think there's the bottom right cube is, that might be punk. I don't have a lot of punk vinyl at the moment. So that's what that is. So we're going to move on over here. When I first moved in here with my wife, I have a lot of autographed CDs, glossy photos and whatnot, and that's just from years of working in music retail, met lots of bands. And my original intent was to frame them all at one point, and then I started, or my wife started actually, that was nice of her to do. And I realized there's way too many, and it would be running all the way up the hallway, and it would be all over the ceiling, and it's too much. So I kind of stopped at a certain point. But this is what's framed now, before I kind of gave up on framing everything. You know, Eddie Vedder I met, and Voivod, and Alice Cooper, and I even had lunch with Avril Lavigne, and I had, same as Shania. Paul Stanley came into my record store one day, and then I got to hang out with Iron Maiden backstage, and same as Slayer. So yeah, you get the idea. There's just a lot. So on to CDs. Up top there is all box sets down over there. A lot of them anyways. There's still boxes underneath my stairs of CDs. But like my vinyl, it's all genre. That's primarily quote-unquote alternative. You know, some dark kind of Bauhaus-y type stuff, KMFDM, stuff like that, Ministry. Sorry for the pillar. This is primarily 80s. Yep, that whole thing is actually quote-unquote 80s music. And then you got your rock and pop, and there's some punk there on the bottom. And this leads me to this. This is what me and my wife kind of took from under the stairs to clean out under there. Here, I have 26 boxes of records. Some of them are earmarked for selling at record fairs and whatnot, and a lot of them are just mine I don't have room for. So, like I said, I think I might have a bit of a problem. I'm getting better though, I promise. So there you go, yeah, 26 boxes of records. Yeah, one day I'll get down to nothing, I promise you. There's my spin clean station. Cleaning fluid, water, you know. Some amplifiers. This is an old Ampex amp I'm currently working on. There's my bass guitar. It's a Burns Marquis. Really nice bass. Now this is all metal. I was lucky enough to be able to hang out with Metallica backstage on a couple tours. This is the Iron Maiden head. Some of you might have seen this. You open this, all their CDs are inside. The eyes light up, but I took the eyes out as to not burn them out, and I'll put them in again one day. But this, if I can back up far enough, that would be metal. And I have boxes and boxes of CDs underneath the stairs. And I think when I moved in with my wife, she helped me pack about 5 or 6 huge garbage bags full of CDs that really had no value, and I just kind of donated them. This is combined mine and my wife's Depeche Mode CD collection. Some cassette tapes. These are mugs that they sold on the last tour in Europe, and if you bought beer, you got these mugs, so we had a few beer. That's an autographed Alan Wilder auction program and a DVD from Recoil. He had an auction a few years ago. He was getting rid of all of his old stuff, and me and my wife won one of the lots, which is upstairs, waiting to be framed. So that's what that is, an Alan Wilder autographed auction program. So yeah, my speakers, and there's Andy Warhol and Joey Ramone, my Atari 2600, which I still actually play, some Space Invaders. This is my DJ case for 7-inch singles for DJing. There's a lot. So this is kind of primarily what I would DJ with. I don't know if I would bring all of them, but I would pull a certain number of them and bring the case with me. So that's what that is. So basically, whether you liked it or not, that was a tour of my music room. If you did make it through this, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I found these videos sometimes interesting to see what other people's music rooms look like. When I first moved in here, this was all a concrete shell. There was nothing in here. No, it was basically concrete floor, concrete walls, everything. Nothing was here. And my wife spent a lot of money to fix this room up for me for when I moved in with her. And I think it's probably one of the nicest things someone could have done to build me a music room this big. She's one hell of a woman. And so I have to thank her for this. This is what she gave me when I moved in here. So I'm truly blessed. So anyways, there you go. Thank you once again. This is David Michael from the Vinyl Community. Take care.